So very good morning, cadets. Welcome to the class 9th Democratic Politics Part 1. In the previous video session, we discussed in briefly about Democratic Politics Part 1. In Democratic Politics Part 1, we studied 4 chapters as per 2020-21 deleted syllabus mode. Let us wait for a curriculum for yours, but time being, let us consider from Democratic Politics Part 1, which you are going to study in class 9th. So in this chapter, in the last class, I briefly explained about the concept of the chapter named Constitutional Design. Okay, in the Constitutional Design, in the last class, I explained you about the preamble of Indian Constitution. Hope you remember. And I requested you to by heart preamble of Indian Constitution. Let me show once again the preamble of Indian Constitution. We the people of India, having solemnly resolved constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. And not only democratic republic, so this is a preamble of Indian Constitution which we discussed in briefly in the last video session. I request you to please write down the preamble of Indian Constitution. We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and so I explained the terminology. The sovereign means people have supreme right to make the decision on internal and external matters. The people means the government here. Socialist, wealth is generated. So liberty, justice, equality, fraternity means brotherhood. So I request you once again, please write down the preamble of Indian Constitution. That is, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and secure all its citizens. What is secured in India? It is justice is secured in India, social, economic, political. Then liberty is nothing but freedom. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Equality of what? Equality of status and opportunities. And dignity, promote them all. Fraternity, assuring the dignity of individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. So unity and integrity of the nation. So here what you would understand, assuring what? Assuring the dignity of individual, unity and integrity of the nation. Cadets, if you remember, every year we celebrate 26th November as Constitution Day. 26th November as Constitution Day, and of course in January we celebrate Republic Day. So it is very clearly said that in our constituent assembly, this 26th day of November, means on November 26th, which year? In the year 1949, do hereby what we do? Adopt, enact and give ourselves this constitution. So Indian constitution is adopted, enacted and applicable to all the citizens of this great country, including the President of India to a common man. That is what the preamble. So I request once again you please write down the preamble so that you remember preamble always. Now let us move on what we are going to study next. So in this same chapter we are going to study about the South African Constitution also. In the same chapter you see the preamble of United States of America is also given. This is the preamble of United States of America. So this is the preamble of United States of America. What it says very clearly, it says, we the people of United States, we the people of United States, we the people of United States, in order to form more perfect nation, in order to form more perfect nation, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, domestic means within the country, provide the common defense, promote general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and posterity, do ordain and establish this constitution for the United States of America. Cadets, one interesting fact that the Constitution of USA, United States of America, is the smallest constitution in the world. The Constitution of India is the bulkiest or the largest constitution in the world. So you can see the Constitution of India, the preamble is of course in detail when compared to the preamble of United States of America. Same way you can see the preamble of South Africa also. Now you see the preamble of South Africa. Okay, the preamble of South Africa you see here. The preamble of South Africa, we the people of South Africa. So this sentence is very common in all the preambles. We the people of South Africa. Now you try to understand, recognize injustice of our past. What is injustice here? The injustice is nothing but the apartheid policy which they suffered. That is what, or the discrimination on the basis of color. That is what they say, that we recognize, we understand that we are suffered the injustice of our past. Honor, respect those who suffered for justice and freedom for our land. It is very clearly says that South African Constitution that we respect all those who are really behind for getting freedom for our country. Respect for those who worked and built, developed our country. So respect for all who really worked for what? For building and developing our country. and very important, and believed that South Africa belonged to all who live in it. This is very important. You see, when India attained freedom, there was a discussion that India should be declared as Hindu country, or Hindu religion or other religion should be given importance, because India is one such country where people belong to various religions are seen in India: Hindu, Muslim, Jain, Buddhist, Sikh. So, same like in South Africa clearly made it that South Africa belongs to all, means black people belongs to the African community, people who are European settlers, that means those who came from European countries, settled down in South Africa, even Indians. That is what it is very clearly said, that South Africa belong to all who live in it, united by our diversity, and we therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this constitution as supreme law of the republic, so as to heal the division of past and established society based on democratic values, social justice, fundamental human rights. I request you to write down, please. Lay the foundation for a democratic and open society in the government based on the will of the people. The people and every citizen is equally protected by law. Improve the quality of life of all citizens and free potential of each person, and build united democratic South Africa, able to make the rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of the nation. Now, when we study the chapter, then of course we will have a very detailed discussion. But why I asked you to write down now? Because you should understand the preamble of the constitution. Because I told you, Indian constitution is a huge document. Okay, more than 100 amendments already done. More than 300 articles are there in the Indian constitution. So it's a huge constitution, or a largest constitution. So to understand the constitution, that's very important that we have to understand preamble. So in the chapter we are going to study about the preamble of the country. Further, in the same chapter, we are going to study about institutional designs. So this is about what we are going to study in chapter number 3. Then what is the next chapter? Chapter 4 is working of institutions. So chapter 4 is working of institutions. That is chapter number 4. So please write down, chapter number 4 is working of institutions. So in the working of institutions, we are going to study about law making, that is called decision making. So what we are going to study, that how a major policy or a decision is taken, that is what we are going to study in the chapter. That is, generally we speak about the government order, that is called office memorandum. That is what we are going to study in this chapter. And we are also going to discuss about how law is made. That is what, when we speak about decision makers. Okay, so when we see here, that is what decision makers. So decision makers who is making law in India? That is called what we call as decision makers. So decision makers means the Parliament of India. Then we also going to study about the most controversial bill of those days, that is Mandal Commission. You can see here Mandal Commission. Mandal Commission. So Mandal Commission, but according to Mandal Commission only 27% reservation is given to to the OBC, that is other backward caste, by then government. So we are going to discuss about how the law is made and all those things, that is about Mandal Commission. Then we are also going to discuss about why we need Prime Minister, why we need government officers, why we need constitution, why we need, that is what we are thinking about, need for political institutions. So political institutions means, you can see here, president, prime minister, government office, cabinet, all those things we are going to study in this chapter. This chapter is very interesting because this chapter will help you understand about how Indian government is working. So in this chapter we are going to study about parliament and what is the need of parliament. So you can see now in Belgaum by-elections are going to conduct. So parliament, most of the time we feel why the politicians are required in the country. So such questions are very commonly discussed in India. So we are going to discuss, that is about the parliament. So parliament, and we are also going to about what is the need of parliament, that is why do we need parliament. In the same chapter we are also going to discuss about the two houses of Indian parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So I told you we are going to discuss about two houses of Indian parliament. One is Rajya Sabha, the second one is Lok Sabha. So Rajya Sabha is called upper chamber, Lok Sabha is called as lower chamber. So Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, two houses we are going to study in the same chapter. Apart from that, you may be observed that in Lok Sabha, or means you may be observed in the news channels and all, there are a lot of hue and cry in the parliament. The MPs, they ask the question, ministers explain. This entire session of Lok Sabha, it's called as session of Lok Sabha. So here you can see question hour, 0 hour, all these things are discussed in the chapter. What is called 0 hour, what is called question hour, who can raise the question in the parliament, all those things are discussed in this chapter, that is the chapter working of institutions. Apart from this, we are going to study about political executive. Political executive, very important part of this chapter, because in the political executive we study about political and permanent executive. Political executive means president, prime minister, council of ministers. And the permanent executive means civil servant, means government employees. So that is what I told, prime minister, council of ministers. In the prime minister and council of ministers we have cabinet ministers, then we have minister for state with independent charge, then we have minister of state. That is what you see many times. You may come across you may come across that Amit Shah, cabinet minister, or so and so is the minister for state for independent charge, minister for state. So in council of ministers also we have ministers of state, cabinet ministers and ministers of state with the independent charge. And who is the more powerful here? The powerful is cabinet minister. Then powers of prime minister, that also we are going to study in this particular chapter. So chapter number 4 is a very interesting chapter, because in this chapter we are going to study about the political institutions, the President of India, Prime Minister. Okay, and we are also going to study about election, how the Council of States, how the judiciary works, Supreme Court and High Court, how those work. So chapter number 4 is working of institutions. Okay, so chapter number 4 is working of institutions. Cadets, once again I repeat why I am showing you the brief explanation, so that you should understand what we are going to study in this year of 9th, that is the democratic politics part 1. Okay, so we are going to study about various working functions of various institutions. Okay, Supreme Court, High Court, and very important, the judiciary of Indian. You see, can you remember a few words here? That is coalition government. Okay, where is coalition government? At present we have coalition government. At present we have coalition. So please write down the terminology like coalition government, executive government, judiciary, office memorandum, political institutions, reservation, and state. I'll meet you in the next video session. Thank you. Wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much.